Karibu katika channel ya Gashi's Command TV. If you're here for the first time, feel free to comment and like this video. If there's one group of people that is going to disappoint Kenyans, it is William Samoei Ruto's cabinet. If you look at these people, they are inspiring. It is a clueless crew, confused, irritant, lazy billionaires, and I can say for sure, William Samoei Ruto made a fatal blunder. And I just want to look at a few examples. Kwa sababu Waswahili wanasema ya kwamba siku njema huonekana asubuhi. Ni asubuhi ambapo tunamaanisha ya kwamba hawajakuwa pale kwa muda mrefu, wamekuwa pale kwa siku chache. Lakini ukiangalia yale makosa ambayo tayari wamefanya, yanakuonyesha kule ambapo serikali ya William Samoei Ruto inatuelekeza. Moses Kuria, he of the insults, who of the obsession of circumcision, he who is known to insult Raila Amolo Odinga. His vitriol can even scare the devil. Remember, he's the one who made the first blunder when he came with the banning of Metubas. And in my view, this was completely wrong. Remembering that he went to Gekoba when Baba had declared that he is going to ban Mituba and start another textile industry where people would get employment. Lakini sasa tunaona pale akifuata yale ambayo aliyaita makosa. And people, Kenyans, were all on his neck. So if you ask me, this I would say is reckless. In my view, this was one major blunder by the cabinet. And this can only portend what the future hold for William Samoei Ruto's cabinet. In Ezekiel Mashogu, he of the education ministry, just yesterday he retracted his decision because the other day he had said that the government would no longer fund university education. Again, when you look at this decision, you ask yourself, when did the cabinet agree on this? The same case with Moses Kuria. When did the cabinet sit down and came up with a resolution? Ukiangalia utaona ya kwamba Ezekiel Mashogu ni mtu ambaye anafungua tu kinywa iwe yawe tu, just to say anything. And this one tells you of people who don't even understand their work. People who don't understand their assignment. Because just waking up one day and coming up with a roadside declaration with a monumental proportion, something that will have a lot of consequences, major consequences in the education sector. It tells you of a cabinet that is dysfunctional, a cabinet that is not speaking in one voice. Again, Aisha Jumwa, in a road declaration, she said that a civil servant would get a salary increment within 100 days. If you look at Aisha Jumwa's declaration, roadside declaration, utaona kwamba amesahau in this country we have a body mandated with management increment of salaries of civil servant. That is Salary and Remuneration Commission. It's a dependent body and does not receive instruction from anybody. So when you have Aisha Jumwa overstepping her mandate, then what do you say? A cabinet that does not understand its assignment. A cabinet minister who does not know what she's doing. A cabinet minister who cannot keep to her reign. She can't stick to her reign. She is overstepping on the function of the commissions. Penina Malonza is just another example of an incompetent person in tourism. Somebody who does not even understand what the ministry entails, what she should be doing there. Kufu utaona ya kwamba if we can go further and as you watch, you realize that this billionaire cabinet, this billionaire hustlers cabinet is uninspiring, is a clueless crew that has no direction. Unajua Waswahili wanasema samaki huoza kuanzia kichwani. Sio maneno yangu, maneno ya wahega. Hivyo ni kichwa cha nani? Cha samaki ambaye anaoza kutoka kichwani. So, what are the implications of this kind of cabinet to our great nation? The first thing is that the cabinet falls short of people's expectation. It doesn't meet the people's expectation. I think this is the worst cabinet since independence. You can't compare it to that of Jomo Kenyatta, Mwai Kibaki, and even Uhuru Kenyatta. Even for Moi was even far much better. Kwa sababu ukiangalia hawa utaona ni watu ambao hawajui kile ambacho wanafanya. Utaona ni watu ambao wameachwa nyuma kama koti au mkia wa buzi, watu ambao it is falling short of the expectation of the voters. Then what does this mean politically? It means retardation in development. Kwamba hatutarajii megi, especially in terms of development, because they don't have something that is inspiring. They don't have something that can bring meaningful change. Then people should expect a poor leadership. You know, in the cabinet is like a cooking pot where ideas are cooked and implemented. Major decisions are made in the cabinet before they are brought to the country. Kile ambacho kipo ni kuwa because of poor leadership of William Samoei Ruto and the poor leadership of the cabinet, then this country will be dogged with so many problems. Like now you see, that's why they are not even able to handle the drought crisis. That is why they are not even able to manage the crisis that they are making. Therefore, even when it comes to hii mambo ya kuendeleza nchi, the statecraft, you realize that we shall have a very poor leadership. Jambo lingine ambalo tunatarajia, Kenyans can only expect poor services, and the electorate will be very much disappointed. This means that William Samoei Ruto's government administration will disappoint Kenyans. Poor services in hospitals, poor services everywhere, in schools, everywhere, even in government offices. If you go, for instance, today, if you go to Huduma Center, you see now it is just a pale shadow of Uhuru's time. Kwa sababu utapata watu wale wako pale hawajui kile ambacho wanafanya. Because William Samoei Ruto and his administration are busy trying to replace civil servants, trying to praise people who have been working in county government so that they can bring their people. So this is what we have, poor services. And I think unless Kenyans intervene and come up with a better advice, I think we are in for major disappointment. Again, I can see a country that is will turn to a laughing stock. Kwa sababu unajua hatuoni watu kama Matiang'i ambao tuliwaona wakifanya kazi. Hatuoni watu kama Mwiraria. Many people, akina John Mishuki, who brought meaningful changes in this country. Hatuoni hata mtu mmoja ambaye tunaweza kusema ya kwamba anaweza kuleta mabadiliko. Kenya will be a laughing stock, let me tell you, especially in East Africa. You cannot compare Kenya now cabinet, Kenya's cabinet. I think when they meet with cabinet maybe of Museveni or of Tanzania or any other, I think these people will be outwitted when it comes to making treaties. To wataleta aibu, watachekwa. That is what we mean. We can also expect the collapse of major institutions. For instance, if Ezekiel Machogu's proposal was to be implemented, the university education will easily collapse. Where did you see university not being funded by the government? Even for research, the government that doesn't care about research, doesn't care about, instead of increasing the funding, they are doing away, they are abolishing the funding of universities. Also, what do we expect? We expect the collapse of major institutions. And this is just a tip of the iceberg. The other thing that we expect is that because these people are clueless, because these people are not competent, because what we have is an incompetent group of billionaires, ni kwamba you can expect major scandals in the various ministries that they are reading. Expect kashifa, ufisadi wa hali ya juu, kwa sababu pesa zitaibwa bila wao kujua. Pesa zitaibwa, watu watafanya mambo bila wao kuelewa. Kwa sababu as a leader, you must understand what is happening in each and every department that you are leading. But when you have a CS who does not even understand, like, don't understand what the many issues entail, then expect these things to collapse and expect many scandals to come. And I think William Samburu with intention. It was intentional, so that they do not out him, they do not outshine him, so that they look poor. They look poor in mind. They look poor in decision making, so that he be seen as the man who is calling the shot all the time. Hili ni jambo ambalo tuna and the final implication is that we can expect other performance generally by this government. Other performance, poor performance. We cannot expect much, because where there is a competent cabinet, then we can expect a lot. But here, I think Kenya should not expect much from William Samoei Ruto. That is the picture that is coming. I don't know what you think, but that is my take. So if you're here for the first time, remember to subscribe to Guys Command TV. For those of you who have subscribed, you can even hit the notification bell. And please, I ask you just one thing: like this video, and may you have a blessed day. Bye bye.